Have you ever wondered why many of your thoughts and actions seem automatic, as if they're controlled by something beyond your conscious mind? The answer might lie in your beliefs. But here's the big question. Do you really understand why you believe the things you do? Or could it be that these beliefs were formed in layers without you even realizing it and are now shaping your reality? Today, we're going to explore the profound difference between understanding and believing. More than that, we'll uncover how beliefs form in layers throughout life, often invisible but deeply rooted, controlling our thoughts, behaviors, and even our emotions. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to start peeling back these layers and reach a true understanding, freeing your mind from the matrix of conditioning. To understand how beliefs form, we first need to differentiate two fundamental concepts: understanding and belief. A belief is something you accept as true, often without questioning because it's been taught to you. Beliefs are formed through repetition, experiences, and most often, external influences like family, school, culture, or society. Beliefs provide a sense of security because they simplify the complexity of the world around us. But here's the crucial point. These beliefs aren't always based on facts or truth. They're based on perceptions, and often on conditioning that has been imposed on us since childhood. Believing is like accepting the system's code without understanding how it was written. On the other hand, understanding comes from deep investigation. It means seeing beyond the surface, questioning what lies behind the belief, and grasping its roots. When you understand something, you no longer need to blindly believe it because the truth reveals itself. Understanding is like seeing the code of the matrix. You begin to understand how everything truly works. Now, let's dive deeper into the process of how beliefs are formed, something that happens so subtly that you rarely notice it. Beliefs form in layers, one on top of the other, and we often can't see the root, the point of origin. Imagine a child. From the moment they are born, they start absorbing external influences, what their parents say, how they act, what society values. All of this begins forming the first layers of beliefs. A child may not understand why they should believe that the world is dangerous or that money is hard to earn, but these ideas begin to take hold because they are repeated directly or indirectly. As we grow, additional layers are added by school, friends, media, and other experiences. The problem is, the more layers that form, the harder it becomes to see the root. You start believing something, often without having any idea where that belief actually came from. And these layers become like a second skin, part of who you are, quietly controlling your decisions, fears, and expectations. These beliefs form a kind of mental matrix, an invisible network that keeps you trapped in automatic patterns. And the scariest part, you often don't even realize these beliefs are there. Now, take a moment and reflect. How many of your beliefs have you actually chosen? How many of them were simply implanted in you by the circumstances of your life? If you start examining your beliefs honestly, you'll realize that most of them aren't truly yours. They've been inherited, passed down from your family, society, or past experiences. Think of something you believe deeply. Maybe you believe that you're not good enough or that you don't deserve success. But ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Does it really reflect the truth, or was it just a layer of conditioning built over time? This is the trap of the mental matrix. You live your life reacting to these beliefs without ever questioning if they're actually based on truth. And as long as you don't question them, they will continue to shape your reality. So how do we start dismantling these layers of beliefs that trap us? The first step is to question. When you begin questioning your beliefs, you start to see that many of them are superficial. They don't have a solid foundation. They were simply accepted because it was easier that way. But questioning is not enough. you need to go deeper. You need to understand where these beliefs came from and why they formed. This involves looking at your life experiences, your influences, and observing how these beliefs were shaped over time. When you do this, you begin to see beyond the surface. You begin to see the code behind the matrix. Let's apply this to a practical example. Imagine you carry the belief that you're not good enough. This belief might be affecting every area of your life, your relationships, your career, your self-confidence. But like any belief, it didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was built in layers. Maybe as a child, you constantly heard criticism or were compared to others. This formed the first layer, the idea that you needed to be perfect to be loved. Over time, this layer was reinforced by other experiences, failures in school, rejections at work, or even societal standards that glorify perfection. Each layer reinforced the previous one, until, without realizing it, you form the belief that you're not good enough. Now imagine you start to question this belief. You ask, why do I believe this? Where did it come from? As you investigate, you realize that this belief is not a universal truth. It's just a perception shaped by past experiences. And most importantly, it doesn't define who you are. With this understanding, you begin to see that the belief of not being good enough is just an illusion, a construction of the mental matrix. And by dismantling this layer, you start to set yourself free. Here's the truth. When you begin to understand your beliefs instead of simply accepting them, you start to dismantle the mental matrix that traps you. Belief is a prison because it keeps you blind to reality. Understanding, on the other hand, is liberating because it reveals the truth behind the illusion. Understanding is like taking the red pill. You begin to see the world as it really is, not as you were conditioned to believe it is. And when you do this, you experience a mental freedom that goes far beyond the limitations of your beliefs. So, what will you do now? Will you keep accepting the beliefs that have been imposed on you, or will you start questioning and seeking the truth? The choice is yours, but remember, understanding is what will set you free. If this reflection resonated with you, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue this journey of self-discovery and awakening together. And remember, don't just believe blindly. Seek deep understanding.